guys, hi, welcome back once again. My name is Vaishali and today I'd like to talk about joy and happiness, and then how is our happiness dependent on us, or is it even completely our responsibility? So essentially almost all of us are trying to look for happiness, are in the pursuit of happiness. So what exactly is happiness, and what is the difference between joy and happiness? So I took out a little time to understand what the difference is between joy and happiness, and the difference that came up was this. Happiness, a transient emotional state triggered or driven by external events, people, places, things. Joy, internally based and absence of fear, not shaken or driven by external events outside of us, born out of acceptance and peace. And this peace is P-E-A-C-E, peace. Also, the origin of the word happiness is from the root word happenstance, which means whatever is circumstantially happening within our environment, in keeping with our environment. Again, based on people, places, and things. So when we talk about happiness, how is it our responsibility completely? Is it our responsibility completely in the first place as well? And to some extent, the answer is yes and no to both. So when we are in our formative years, when we are still developing our ability to respond well to our situations, to our circumstances, we would understand that most of the times our internal state is driven by external factors. We are also social creatures, and therefore interacting with our environment, with our people, with our social conditions constantly. And since it's an interactive process, there is a constant exchange. There is a constant dance. There is the infiltration happening from both the sides. And as little kids, we are absorbing all of that without a sense of filter. That's why they also say that little kids are like clays. You mold them anyhow possible, and they will be molded in that shape. Also, since we are dependent on our caretakers for the longest time in our lives, our sense of happiness, our sense of safety, our sense of security is also dependent on them, is also dependent on those interactions. They also form the base of our understanding about our happiness. They also form the base of all of our interactions, and therefore they are also called as the formative years, the foundation years. And so therefore when they say that happiness is our choice, I believe, I understand that to some extent as grown-ups, it is our choice to choose our circumstances, to make and remake our circumstances constantly, and therefore it's a constant process of evaluation, revaluation again and again. And it unfortunately cannot operate out of defaulted coping mechanisms. And then to even realize that when we are making those choices for ourselves to create, to choose happenstance, to choose happiness, to choose the environments, the places, the people whom we interact with, we are also enabling it for others whom we interact with as well. And if we can consistently revisit and reevaluate those things, I believe that we will experience a sense of bliss, a sense of peace, which ultimately results in joy. Let's try and think about that a little more. Let's try and reevaluate those for ourselves, the two concepts of happiness and joy, and the choice to choose our circumstances, the choice to make choices for ourselves that leads us towards joy. Let's try and do that for ourselves, and I will see you once again the next week. Till then, stay tuned in. And guys, if you do like the contents of my videos, please do like, share and subscribe.